Hello, welcome to lesson 5 of our course, Complete Beginner's Guide to Website Design, No Coding. And in this lesson, we'll be going to be learning about creating core website pages. And these are building foundation for every website. At the end of this lesson, you will create the 4 core website pages, which include the home page, about, services, and contact pages. We're going to add text, images, buttons, and forms. Then you're going to link the pages together with the navigation menu. Every professional website needs a few core pages. Why do core pages matter? Now, they provide essential information to visitors. It helps to build trust and credibility. It drives conversion, leads, sales, booking, and it sets the foundation for growth. Now, today's class is going to be a hands-on class where we're going to design pages together. So now the 4 core pages we are talking about, we said the home page. Now the home page is that page that it's the core. In fact, it's the most important of the core pages because it gives an overview of the entire website. It gives an overview of the entire website, and it's what gives the first impression of what the website is all about. So it is very, very important. Number 2, we have the about page. Now it gives information about who the person or the company is about, or who the person is about, or what the organization stands for. It gives information about the story of the organization. And then the services page gives information about what the company offer. And then number 4, we have the contact page, which gives information of how to reach the company or the person. Now, there are other pages that are also important. They are also important in the sense that they are expected to be in a website. And these are the blog where you have posts that can be shared on social media handles and the likes. We have privacy policy and then the terms and conditions pages. So these pages are also important for a website. Now look at the home page essentials. What are the important things that we need in a home page? Now here we need to have the hero section. The hero section consists of the headline and subheadline. Now, most times this hero section would have a captivating headline, a captivating background or image that lets people understand that, oh, this is possibly what this company is all about or what this person does. All right, it's going to have a strong call to action button. This is very, very important. Visuals, there will be banners, images, video, Now, I'm not saying that all of this needs to be there. There will be a short tagline or a mission statement that tells what the company is all about. All right, so we are going to be creating a home page in this particular video. So let's head over to our website. All right, so this is our website, the Tech Skill Hub, and we're going to be creating a home page for this particular site. Now, there is a script that comes along with this particular page that we want to create. So we want to create the home page according to what we have here. So all we do first is we'll move over to the left. So you have the Tech Skill Hub, and then here you have visit site. You can right click and click on open. So this is the home page that originally came with the site. Now, very beautiful. So what we are going to do is we're going to first take this away, and then we are going to construct something new. Now, when you get to a page like this is the front end of the site, and you hover over the edit with Elementor, because as you know, in our last class, we emphasized on using Elementor as our page builder. Now, when you hover over edit with Elementor, and then it looks like it is not clickable. So all you need to do first is click on this edit page. All right, and then the next thing you're going to do is you click on Edit with Elementor. We want to edit this page. Now, on clicking on Edit with Elementor, here is what we have. So let's first take out all of this. Okay, that is taken out. Now we do not want this home that is over here. So you click on these settings, and then you click on hide title. The title is out. And then you click on publish. Now, once you publish that, all the contents there, when you refresh, so all gone. Now let's create a fresh homepage. We're going to click on which layout would you like. Flex box. Click on this first one. Want to add the hero section of the homepage. We're going to add heading. We're going to add one more heading. Okay. And then we are going to click on this. We're going to choose header 1. And we're going to copy our text. Which is we build websites that help businesses grow. Now, this is header 1, and this should have the main thing that the website is about. Okay. If there has to be any key phrase on the site, it needs to be on this header 1 in order to easily optimize the site. All right, then the next one, we're going to pick the subtexts. In this case, we're going to paste it here, and we're going to choose header 3. Now, if we notice that it is still too big, then we can change it. We're going to click this 6 dots here. Then we go to the left and click style. We want to bring in a background image. We click on classic, and then we want to bring some images. Now, the images that we're going to use are not here, so let's upload them from our system. You can drag it and drop it here, or you locate where it is found. So for my end, I'm going to select the images that I've prepared for this particular lesson. And then I drop it here. Now, take note that these images are high quality images, but their sizes are all, individual is not up to 1 megabyte. Now, don't forget that I informed you about having images that are so large. If you have images that are so large, it will slow down the site when it's loading. So I will always recommend that when you download your image, you should reduce the size, but try to ensure that the quality is still maintained. We have loaded all our images on this site. Now, let's say you want to have this one as the image to use. So after selecting it, click on select here, and then you have it appear. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to give it some padding. So click on this link values to have it unlinked. Now at the top, we will give it 150. That's 150 pixel. At the bottom, we give it 100 pixel. at the right. Now you could try some values. For example, you could try 250. Now that's okay, 250. That's what 250 will give to us. You could try 300. Okay. Then on the left, you could, okay, so before that, when you collapse this, now it's more like the entire text is all over the sides. Okay. We are going over here to the left. Let's have 50. And let's collapse and see if now looks fine, but let's see if we can make it more than that. If we make it 100, what do we have? Okay, so we're going to have it as 100. Now, let's do some changes. Let's have some changes to the background. Now, this is the background that we chose, and we could have the position center. Then the attachments, let's leave it as default. We have it as no repeats, and let it cover. Now, when you collapse this is what we have right now. Now, I want us to change the color of this, of the text. So let's have the color of the text as this, and let's have the color of this as white. We are going to put an overlay on that background. Let's have the overlay as black. Okay. We're going to edit. We want to change this typography. Now, of course, we change the typography initially from the customize over here. But there are times when we need to set the typography. So that's we need to set it from here as well. So we click on global fonts. And then we click on add style. Let's call this first. And then we have the one we chose initially was Playfair. Playfair display, which is this. And then you had a second one. Now you can give it any name that you choose. So I'll call this second. And then I'll call this Open Sans. Then I'm going to save. Then I'll click on back to editor. Okay, so now let me select the typography I want. So I'm going to choose this. I want the first. And then for this, I want the second. Okay, I want the second, or we could do the first. Okay. Now, if you look at this header one, it's not contrasting with the background enough. So what we may do is we click on these 6 buttons here, and let's see if increasing the in the opacity will work. So now we've increased it to 0.6. 0.6. Okay, when we click on publish, let's see what we have. Now, this is the site. When we refresh, here is what we have here. Okay. Even though it's more like the white still does a better job, we're still going to consider changing this color. Now we're going to add two buttons. We have we can add get started and also see our work. But let's pick one. Let's pick just one button. So to choose a button, let's come over here and let's come over here. We want to choose a button, then we drag it and drop it here. Okay. And then we click here. We want to add the button that says get started. Okay, this get started means to contact in order to order for possibly websites or to get a quote. Now we're going to change the background of this. Let's have it as this, and then when we hover over it, we can have it as okay. Hold on. Let's have it as this, and when we hover over it, we're going to have it as this. Okay, perfect. Now let's give it a little styling. Let's have this as 15 or 20. Okay, and so that's fine. Now we're going to be consistent with this. All right, I want us to adjust the color of this because we need to have it to look a bit better than this. Now let's add some text shadow to it. Let's make the text shadow white. Let's have whites. And then we don't want it to be blurry at all. We put, okay, we'll leave this at this, but okay. All right, I think this shows better. This is looking a little bit better. And then we publish. And let's see when we refresh. All right, looks a little bit better. Now, let's take some steps. Now, do not forget that what we've just designed is basically what it's going to look like on a system. So we need to ensure that it is responsive on other devices. It's very, very essential. Okay. So let's say we have this. All right. So now let's move on to the next section. So for the next section on this homepage, it's going to be an About Us section. Now, this is the section that talks about, that gives a brief on what the organization or the company is about. So we could design something, or we could use a template, but these are some of the tools that you need when you are creating, when you are creating it without a template. All right, so let's say we're going to use a template here, and then let's look for a cool template that we can use. Now let's go to blocks. We want to add an About Us section, and I'm going to I'll use this, and I'll import it. All right. Now I want to add something that you could decide to make this image slide. Now there are several plugins that you could bring in to have a proper sliding image. Okay. Now, if you're going to have a slider, like the image sliding, now not the text remain as it is. Now we have classic, we have gradient, we have video. You can even have a video there. Now let's say we want to have a slideshow. So after clicking the slideshow, then the images that you want. So let's say we want this and we want this. We create a new gallery, then we add gallery. Okay, infinite loop. So already, as you can see, it's already slides. So we can make it to fade, like the transition. Maybe you want it to slide to the right, it's going to be sliding. Okay, so it depends on which one that you prefer. I prefer fade, and you can set other things like the transition, background, size. You want it to cover, of course, position, want it to be center, lazy load, Ken Burn, and you can just check on other things that you like. All right, so let's continue with the next section, which is the About Us section. Now we're going to add an image. Let's add an image to the left. Okay, we're going to add this. Then let's do a little styling. Let's put a padding of 15 around it. A padding of 20 around it, like this. And then we're going to change this title to who we are. Then we're going to add text over here. Perfect. The next thing is we are going to change the color of this. Let's have it as we could have it as black. We'll have this as black as well. Right. You can add a button, and you can right click on this, copy, and then right click, paste. Now this button will lead to the About page, and then click on the plus button. Now we want to create another section. Okay, so after putting that, I want us to add some more information about the company. Like, let's add kind of bullets, you know. Now, I'm going to put that in form of like a new section, kind of. So let's look at what it's going to look like here. Well, let's see. We could create from the templates. Okay, we could pick this and we're going to remove some things from there. We import it. Now we're going to remove this. We can duplicate this. Okay. Let's remove some things that we do not want from there. We just want 3 columns, 1 row. Okay. We are going to change the background of this. We could have this column. We could change this to a check. A check. Take out the circle. Then we could have, we're just interested, we'll just use one that's over 15 websites launched, and remove this, and we're going to edit this quickly. Let's change this to okay, to P, and we're going to have the contents. For the contents, okay, we want this to be black. We do not want an underline, so none. For the icon, we want to change the color. You can have the color of the icon to be possibly black or this color. When it's hovered on, we want it to remain the same. We want the contents, when we hover it, we want to remain as, let's say we choose this. Okay. Let's increase the size. Okay, sorry. Now we're supposed to work on, so this is for the title. This is for the title. So this is what you should click on to remove the underline. None. Okay. Then the size, you can increase it a little bit. Let's have it as possibly 20. 20 is much. Let's have it as 15. Okay. And we can apply that to others. We're going to remove this. We want to have the check. We do not want the frame. Okay. Don't worry, there are some things that you are going to meet, like, why is it not working like you expect? But it's going to work. Okay, so we've done that. Let's also do that for this. We don't want this. We want the check. Then we take this out. Now, I want to reduce what I'm seeing here. I would rather make it something like maybe 30, 30, 30. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay. Next, let's create a section which is called the services section. Now, this section is going to give information about what the company is all about. So this section is going to have about 3 columns, 3 to 4 columns. Now, let's make it about 4 columns. Now, we could build from scratch, or we could use a starter. Okay, but take note that once you have a design in mind and you can't find it, then you just have to take some more time to bring out the best thing that what you want. You have to design and create it. So we go to blocks. Now, we want to create services and we're going to use icons here. It's possible for us to make use of images to indicate the services. Okay? But you can also, but ensure that your images are well sized so that, I mean, you're going to have accurate shape. You're going to have the best output you possibly can. I'm going to use this. And I'll import it. I want the background to be a light ash color. So let's see if we have that here. No. Let's consider. Okay. Let's come over here. Okay. Let's change the color of this. We could have it as our primary color. That's or our main color, which is the theme color. Okay, we can take this out, delete. All right, so let's edit one of this. Click on this section, that column, and then change the color. Let's have the color as this, and let's edit this, and let's have it as desktop. Insert. Let's change the color to this main color, and let's have the services as something different. That's website design. Okay, let's change description to to this. Let's change the text here as well. Okay, let's change this to, let's say, bag. Okay, shopping bag. Right, over here, let's have e-commerce solutions. Let's copy the text. So we're going to do that for everything. We want the over to remain as white. I want to reduce the size to, let's see at 4. Okay, let's have it as at 4. And then let's apply to every other one. Okay, and then we're going to apply the color here. You know, you could decide to just bring in your own innovation. It does not necessarily have to be like this. You could decide to have this color here, this pink, have white, pink, and white. Just make it beautiful. Now, that title did not change. Let's have it as, this is 4. Let's have this as 4. Let's have this as 4 as well. Perfect. So now we've created that. Now you could add a button that directs them to where they are going to ask for more. So like to get more, to get to know more about what this website is about, what this company is about, you know, you could add a button. So you could add a button, or normally at the menu section can either easily get your services there, up there. Okay. So I'm going to add a button. Now, let me add the button here. Okay, then I'm going to bring it down. Now, I'm going to bring it down like this. So this is the button over here. And this is the section we are working on. Yeah. Let me bring it down again. Okay. Now let's give it a little space above. Okay. So we could leave it there. Now the services, let's move the services over here. Okay, and then we click on publish. All right, the next one is, we're going to change all the, what is written here. You know, these are get started, but I just want to be consistent with the kind of buttons that we are putting on the site. Then the next thing is, we're going to create a portfolio. Now, the portfolio talks about our recent work. So, I mean, this website, this company is trying to display what they've done. So let's see, let's add a portfolio templates. So let's go to a block. Now, of course, portfolios are going to look more like images, possibly images that can slide. You understand? So We could consider using this, or let's take a look. Okay, we could use this. We're importing it. Okay, so let's give this a name, which is our recent work. And let's have it aligned to the left. And let's have a color, which is this. Now we're going to change these images. So, for example, we can have this. Select one. We select this. Select this. You know, you could select as many as possible. In fact, there are times when you could put something that can slide. Okay, so let me remove the ones I maybe do not need. So our recent work, this could be our recent work. And we could even make it much more beautiful than this, you know. So then below this, we could add for them to view more. Okay, let's see. Okay. So to do that, let's copy and let's paste it below our recent work here, and then collapse this and bring it down. Okay, we're going to change the text there. The next one is go to our testimonials. We want to add testimonial. How do you add testimonial? When you click on this, now normally we have so many testimonials. Okay, after I click on that, then click on the flex box, click on this. So you can easily get testimonials widgets from here. So when you click on testimonials, you can see there are several widgets that is useful there. There are some that could be sliders. You could add slider there, you know, from especially if you have Google API, you could just bring in testimonial from your Google business, okay? But we do not have it linked here, so let's delete that. So take note that you can link the reviews on your Google business account, as on Google, to your websites, and then it's going to show here. But you could also put in your reviews, okay, one after the other. So you can see this. So this enables us to add reviews. You could put more than one or two, but let's see what we can use in this case. See. Okay. So I would suggest let's just have, so now what you could do is you could bring in, like, if depending on the number of testimonials you want to bring in, you could have as many columns as you want. Now, there are also some testimonial plugins. Just check on the plugin and then click on testimonials. You see several types of testimonials that can even slide, right? So that really works better. But for this one, let's let's use a template. Let's use a template. And let's see example of a testimonial here. Okay, so this is one, this is another one, this is another one. Let's use this. Let's use this. So we import. All right, so we're going to change this to what our clients say. And we could take out this, we delete this, then we can change the names of, can leave it as it is, and then let's check. So we have some we can copy from here. So talking about, okay, change this. We have that there. Okay, then we come over here, and then we have this here. Okay, now you could, okay, so then we're going to change the color of this. Let's have it as this color, and let's have this as this color. Let's have this as, let's say, black. And then let's have this as black as well. Okay, now we want the hover to remain as black, as this, just this color. We don't want the color to change. So let's have it, let's go back. As content, when you hover, I want it to remain as it is. Okay, perfect. So for the socials, we could decide not to use official color. We could use a different color entirely. We could just bring in this for everything, and could increase the size. Okay, and then now we're going to apply this across. We're going to apply this, we're going to copy it, we're going to apply it across. Okay, now I'm taking out, let me just have two, or let's have three. Let me duplicate this entire one, and I'm going to drag it here, and I'm going to, can call this, let me take this out, finance officer. Okay, I call this person James Shadrach. Okay, then I'm going to change the image. I'm going to give it a different image. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Okay, so I'm going to apply this. Okay, now All right. That's done. Okay. We may want to change something on the background. We may decide to have the background similar to this. Okay. So that's that. Then we're going to have a call to action. Like, what do you want them to do? Okay. So let's add like ready to grow your business, then request a quote, something like that. So let's use a starter to easily get that done as fast as possible. Okay, so something like this. Any of this will work. Let's bring in this and we import it. Right. Now, when you notice that, oh, this padding is too wide, you can always change it to what you want. So you're going to have this as ready to grow your business. Then let's put in here, let's create a website that works for you. All right. And we're going to use this. Of course, this is going to the contact section or the contact page of the website. So then okay, so normally at the footer you could have a footer or before footer that is going to show the details, the office details, the phone number, the email, and some other things of the company. So let's not forget that we need to change the color of this. So we could, let's see, let's change this to and then let's add some styling to it. Let's style it. Okay, let's style it. Okay, I think we can increase the size of this. It looks too choked up. Remove this. And increase this. Okay, that's fine. So now we could almost say that we've done something on our homepage. So we could say we've done something on our homepage, and which we could view. So let's see what it looks like. All right, so here is what the homepage looks like. This is what it looks like. Now, there's something about the padding here. There needs to be a padding so that it should be exactly like the one that we have above. It's very important, very, very important. So we do that. So now we've just, okay, let's have that. Let's have it here. Okay, so we're gonna have it as 1 0 1 0. That looks much. No, let's make it as 50, and we have 50 here. Okay, so let's save it and see what we have. Okay, still not exactly what we want. Let's have this first. Let's see what it looks like. Let's refresh. Okay, so it works. It works. All right. So don't forget that I said we can have something after this that lists some menu and other things for the site. So this is what the home page looks like. Now I want us to create the next section, which is the About Us section. So how do we do that? You go over to the dashboard, and then you go to pages, click on Add Pages. So let's take out this, and let's take out this. Okay, we can take out this. Okay, so let's add a new page. So you can either come from this plus new and then over to page, or you come over here and click on Add Page. So whichever one is fine by you. So we want to create the About Us section. So we're going to call the title of the page About Us. And then let's not forget that we need to do some settings here. We want it to be a normal one, and no sidebar. Don't have any sidebar. Okay, and then click on Publish. Publish. All right, then click on Edit with Elementor. All right, perfect. So next thing we are going to, now we do not want this, of course. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can get a template, something that we can write on. Let's see. Something simple. That we can use. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah, let's see what we can do with this. We're going to change the background to what we want. So we want an image. So let's bring in an image there. Okay, so that's an image. Now I want this to be complete. Full width, stretch. Okay, that's stretched. It says convert to a container. Let's see. Okay, let's have it as this. Now we don't want a call to action, so we remove this, take it away, we delete it. Okay, then the next thing is let's give it a little overlay. Let's have the overlay as black. Then reduce the opacity. Let's have the opacity as this. Let's say 0.4, and let's change the color of this. Now let's choose this as our font style, and we're going to change this to our typography. Okay, so let's change for this. Okay, so for this, let's have it as, what was our original color here? Okay, that's the color. Okay, in short, let's just apply this. And let's see, but we may just need to paste that. Very good. Okay, and then let's have this as black or as white. Let's have this as white because we have a black overlay over there. Okay, so now we can now bring in let's bring in our headline. So let's bring in our headline, who we are, and then we're going to have this as Control paste. Okay, so let's see. All right, now we are going to let's change this to full, because let's see whether that will make a big change. Okay, save. Let's preview, see what it looks like. Okay, that's cool. Now we need to have some spacing around here. Now, originally, there are times when the spacing comes in immediately, but then let's still see. If I take out stretch, okay, if I take out, make it boxed, let's see. Oh, better. So let's have it as boxed. Okay. Okay. So I think this works a lot better. This works a lot better. So now this is what all the header will look like. That's the header for the about us, the services, and then the contacts. Okay. So now let's continue and then move on. Now we want to create another section here, which is our story section. So let's bring something from the starter. Now you can see how you can begin with a template, but you would edit it in such a way that it will suit what you want. And sometimes if what you want is not there, you have the basics of how you can, create what you want. You just have to be innovative on what to do. So let's bring in something from here. Okay. I'm going to like to use this. I'll use this. I'll import. Okay. Now this is too big. This can be under 3. And I'm going to change this to our story. And then I'm going to change this to, let's bring in our text. Bring up our text. And copy and paste this. And paste this here. We don't need this. We can delete it. Okay. Let's style this by giving it a radius of 20. Okay, and then we're going to change that. Let's have this. Let's have this. And then we're going to change this to our color here. We can have this as black. Okay, so that's it. We could still add more texts. We still have some more things to add there. So when you go here, you can, yeah, sure. Can add more and do that by coming here. Copy. And then you paste. Okay, so now let's create another section, which is the section that talks about the mission and the vision. And I would love this. There are different designs you can actually go for, just for something that is unique, something possibly that is far different, you know. But because this is a class, we can just quickly take 1 or 2 templates. Okay. Really, for this, I would prefer to use an image. But now the image is not currently here, but we're going to still use an image for it. So let's take this and we're going to edit it. Okay, let's take this. I'm going to edit it. Okay, we import this. Okay, so let's have this as our mission and vision. Okay, now we just want me to. So you delete this. Now, of course, when we talk about vision is going to be something like a globe, or or something like a telescope, something that has to do with seeing. While when we talk about mission, it's a different thing entirely. Maybe somebody walking or something like that. So we're going to replace this image, and let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's bring in our images. All right, so this is the mission. Then bring in our vision. All right, so then we're going to change the text here. So for the first one, let's have it as mission. And then we'll change the text. We could even take out we could take out this, and then we're going to copy our mission statements. Then go to the vision. You can take this out and put vision here. Then copy our vision statements. Then we're going to paste it here. Okay. Now let's take this out. Let's have this. Okay. And then following manuscript, we're going to have a section which talks about our core values. Let's see. So the next section here, we have core values section. So our core values. Now let's go over to starter and see what templates we can make use of. We'll go over to blogs. Okay, let's use this. Let's use this. And let's import. Okay. So we're going to change this to core values. Take this out. And we're going to replace all this. So the first one, we have integrity. Okay. 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 So let's have integrity here. Okay. And for integrity, we have shaking hands. We use this and then sats. And we'll go over to the second one. And how the second one, which is innovation. So copy this. So we have innovation. For plain, we'll use this. And the next one, we have customer credits centric. So customer centric. Here's this way. Let's see people. Hello. Um, see, see regular. Okay. Let's use it. It's not giving us what we want. Hmm. Yes, for users. So let's take this, then we insert it. Can take users, insert that. Then we change this, which is excellence. Okay, so we have excellence. Excellence. Okay, and paste this. Let's see if we can get both. Okay, so we can take this, then we insert. Now, let's change the color of this. Now, let's say this is white. This need not be white. Possibly, let's give it this particular color we have here. So let's use that color. So copy, then paste it. Okay. Then for this, could use this. Okay. Want this not to cover to any other color. Just want that particular color as white. This should be white. Okay. Now I'm going to reduce the size of this. I think this color, I can change it to something else. Let's change it to something else. Let's see how we use here. Let's see. Let's have it as, if we have it as white, let's see. Let's have our title as first. Let's have an icon. Not, we don't want it to be white. Let the icon be this color. Okay. Bring it over. Let it remain that color. Okay. Then for the content, let the title color be this. Bring it over. Let it remain as this. Okay. I want to reduce the size. Let's not have it as H3. Let's have it as possibly H4. Okay. Then color of the background. Let's see if we have not here, possibly to be here. So background, here it is. Let's have our background is, let's take whites. There's no whites. Yes, this is whites. Okay, now that means we're going to change the color of the text. So let's have the text and something else. Let's have the text as well. Okay, so we're going to effect that this page style. Okay, so we need to change that to as H4. It's not uniform. Okay, let's apply this style. And then we're going to change this to H4. Okay, we're going to apply. I'm going to change this to H4. Okay, so as it is, you realize that this the dimension, that the height is the same. So I could decide to bring this here and bring this here. Let's see if there's uniformity. No, not good enough. Let's bring this here. Let's take the innovation over to this place and see if, well, let's bring this down. Okay. Okay. We're just trying to ensure that we have some uniformity. Let's see. Let's possibly take out trying to have some uniformity. By the way, let's publish and let's see what it looks like here. Okay. Now we can see that it's supposed to be that's the entire width. So let's make that changes. Let's effect that changes. Now this is too wide. It's too wide. So if we come over here and come on layouts, we have it as full width, and we expand it. Let's see. Okay, let's have this as boxed, but then this also just changes to full width. So let's remain boxed, but let this be full width. Okay. I'm going to reduce the padding. Reduce the padding. Let's have this as, say, as 50. 50. Okay. Let's have this as 50. Okay. And this, let's check size. That's 2. That's big. Let's have it as this. And then I'm going to reduce this. This is okay. This is this. This is in percentage. If we decide to take, that'll be 30. We have 30. That's 100. 30 from 100. We have 70. So we have 35, 35. Okay. So let's have this as 30. Okay. And let's have this as 35. And this is now 35. Let's see the effects. Still the same thing. I think it's looking better. If you bring this here and bring this down. Just want something much better. If we publish this, let me refresh. I think this is better. This is better. So this same, then this there should be a C. Okay, so I'm going to put it there, and this is okay. All right, so let's have a C. Okay, so publish and refresh. Let's refresh. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. So let's proceed. Now let's go to the next section. So we're going to meet the team section, right? And then after that, why choose our section? So to meet the team, we're gonna have to meet our team, 3 team members. Each includes going to be a photo, a name, a role, and then a short bio. Okay, so now we will start with a templates. And then we go over to blocks. Okay, these are potentials that we could use. You could, yes, you could use this, Anyone is fine, but I think I will use this. I'll use this. Okay, and somewhere in header we used something similar. Okay, we use something similar, which is this. So, well, we could use the same thing. So let's just copy this and then we paste it here. So let's take this out. Okay, let's close this. Let's just paste. And then we need to change the title. So meet the team. So these are the team of that work in the organization. Okay, so photo, and then name, the role, then the short bio. Okay, so that's fine. Let's see if we can just style the images a little bit. Let's come over here. Let's image and let's give it a radius. Let's give a radius of 20. Well, let's do more. Let's have it as 100. We'll do 200. Okay, 200 is cool. 200 is cool. So I'm gonna apply it across. Right across. Just to make it look a bit different. Okay. All right. Then we go to the next section. Okay, white choosers. We want to go to the white choosers. Then for the white choosers, here is what we think. White clients just 2 columns with icons. Okay. We're gonna have this. Okay. So we're gonna have 2. White choosers. Okay, this is something we can use. Just is something like we need something that can itemize. Can use this, then we'll remove what we do not want. Yeah, let's see this. White choosers. Again, okay. Let's take this. Just remove what we do not want from there. Okay. So let's have this. White choosers. So let's say we do not want this. So just delete. Okay. Let's see, do we have any other text that comes with it? Okay. That will be the headline. Let's have this as copy. And we have this as this. We're going to remove this. We're going to remove this. Okay, we just want 2 columns. Click out this. Then we have this. Okay, as this is, this, we do now make this. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this fine. This looks so too plain. Okay. Yeah, run this as possibly the 3 or the 4. So let's take a look. Let's bring in what we need here. Now there should be an icon. So we're going to include the icon here. So copy this. Now, maybe we can bring in an icon here. So let's bring in check icon. Let's use this. Okay. Put this there. Now take note that we already have something that looks like that here. Something like that. You have it here already. You know, we'll still vary it to do something. Okay. Okay, so let's take out all of this and then duplicate this. Okay. We'll paste this here. Go over to the next one. We have this. Copy this. Okay. Duplicate this. You bring this here. And then we delete this. Okay. And bring this here. Copy this. Okay. So let's style this a little bit. This is so we have that color. So having it as black color is fine. Anyone, then the color of the icon, let's have it as this, and then the text. Let's have the text as black. Let's see if we should have a little spacing between. So let's have it as 10. Okay, so copy and then paste that. Okay. That's okay. Then let's ensure that this is no stretch. Even this used to stretch. Okay. Okay. Now let's go back to this call to action. Right. Let's build something together. Start our project today. Okay. I believe we can use what we've got in here. Ready to grow. Let's see. It's going to be a call to action. So let's see, start a project today. Let's see. Let's build something great. Okay. And about to start your project today. This can just be something simple. But we could decide to use this. We'll decide to use this. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. Okay, I want us to apply this across all pages. So I want to show you so that it would reduce the case where we keep recurring it. So we're just going to leave this here, like on the home. So I'll show you how to apply it across all pages. So let's proceed. Now from here, I can see that we are through with this particular page. Now we're still going to go through everything, just to be sure that we have a clean and an excellent design. So currently, this is what we have here. Okay, okay. So now let's go over. I want to create the next page, which is going to be the services. So let's go over and create new page, and then we're going to call it services. So we have services here, and so that's basically it. I'm going to save it, and we are going to click on edit with Elementor. Now you'll find out that I didn't close some of the pages, at home and about us. I didn't close it because we could use some of the things that we've created here. We could just copy and paste it since it's just the same site. So there should be a form of consistency, something that is similar. So so this has loaded. Now I do not want this. So let's take it out. This. Okay. And then, so let's check what we have on this. So let's go to services. Here we have the header, and then we have the hero banner section. Okay. So we're going to have a background, our services designed to go, and this is. So we're going to copy this from the about us. Copy this because of consistency. We're going to paste it there. We're going to change the background image. So let's see something on services. Something on services. I think we can use this. So we're going to insert it. Let's insert it. Okay. Let's have texts. Now take note that all what we're working on is still on the desktop. We're still going to check the responsiveness on mobile. So now there's a lot of contrasts. There's a lot of contrast. So it's not blending well. Let's see the background. Let's see if darkening it a little bit will help. Okay, I think it's going to help a little bit. So now if I'm going to have it as this darkened, I might need to also apply it. So let me apply it. That's darkened. Okay. No, I don't want that to change. I want that to remain as the man there. So let's see. Yeah, please. Okay. So let's have this published. Now let's go back to our script. We copy this and put this here. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay, then the next thing is let's just check our transcripts. Our script again. No, main service section. So we're gonna have service 1, write all this, service 2, service 3, service 4. Okay, we're gonna have 4 services. Okay. Oh, so let's see the best template to use. Let's check the block section. This you could decide to use. Okay, let's see. This is potential. This is something else we can use. But the only thing is that all of these are images. So it would be nice if one gets, okay, can use this, the images to use. Okay, let's see. Let's use this, for example. Why use this? Okay, let's use this. Let's put this down. Let's import. Okay. Now I'll prefer to have this down here because that's what we've been using all along. So let's go back to our script and then have what we do best. Let me copy this. Have it here. Paste. Yeah, I don't know if that looks too big. I'm going to still go over all the H1 and the rest. Okay, so now I want to style this a little bit. Let's have this as 20. Okay, and then now this is currently on H3. That's too big. It's too big. So let's have that as possibly 4. Okay. So let's copy from the scripts. So the first one, we have website design development. And here is a suggested icon of task screen. But right now, do not have that here. So let's go over here, copy all this. Okay. Place this here. Come over here. And we have e-commerce solutions copy. Paste this there. Come over here. Copy all this. Then paste this here. Okay. Come over here. SEO. SEO and online visibility. Let's see. Online visibility. And then change this to this. That's our script, website maintenance and support. And right there, paste this there. And go back to scripts. Paste this thing. All right, so we want to change the color of this. Let's have it as primary color here. And carry it over. We want it to remain as this. Can have a transition duration where you are hovering. Okay. Now, do we have an image you can use? Let's just use this just for the meantime. Okay. Now take note that your dimension of image must be the same. In this case, 700 by 500 pixels. So that's what everything here must be. Meanwhile, so copy this and paste tab. Now I'm going to show you something else. Now let's have this as black. Black, something deeper. So let's apply. Now I need the size to change to 4. Okay. This time we need the size to change to 4. We need the size to change to 4. So let's copy this and let's have it in space down, paste down, paste down. Okay. Let's add a little customization to this image. Let it look a little bit different from what we've been using. So we have opacity. Let's have something like this there. Test it. So let's have this is something. Let's see. Let's make it a little bit different. Now we don't want any blue. Let's just spread horizontal is like this. Okay. Vertical is like this. Okay. Let's add something to make it different. Let's make this deep. So, but it needs to be consistent with the color. So let's get the actual color code for this. Copy, okay. Then over and click over here. Let's put the right color code. Okay, so that's right. So if you want it to spread, you can spread it a little bit like this. Okay. And then let's see if I have it 0, okay, 0 here. I will just add 0 here. So this could be something, yeah, a little bit much better. So let's copy. Then paste that. So it looks like put some padding there, paste that. There's something to make it look different. And then let's have this color changed. So our main color. Okay. So as that's done, let's check our script process. Okay, so our simple process first steps icon. Better way to put this. Process how we work. Okay, let's see. Let's go to templates. Mm. Yeah. We could use some of what we have used before. But to be very sweet if maybe something like this. Something that's is styled where you can create 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can bring it in as image. That makes it more customized than just any of this. But for this particular lesson, for this particular lesson, we just use the template here. So let's just use the template here. But like I said, something that you can create. So let's see. Let's see this. So just that you won't be able to add the number, you know? So it'll be very cool if we could change the color of this logo to 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be best if there is an image. Okay, but we do not have 1, 2, 3, 4. So what idea could we bring up here? Let's see. Okay, let's use this. Yeah, let's use this. We can use this idea. Okay, so let's import this. It's big, 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 big. So let's take this out. Don't need this. Don't need this. Let me see. Yeah, we don't need that. So we don't need this. Okay. A simple process. Intro, control posts. And then let's change this. It looks too big. Even this, so we're gonna still work on all this. So the simple process, there's discovery. This, let's have it as what it is. Let's just have it as this. And then the next one, design. Let's have this as design. Change into this. Okay. Okay. Let's have this. So the next one, fast. Let's have developments. Let's have this. Let's have developments. Let's have this here. Okay, let's see if we have coding. Yeah, let's have this. Let's have this. Coding. And then we have last one, which is launch and support. Launch and support. Okay. So let's change all this. Let's have this as okay. Let's have it as 4. Let's have let's have this. Let's change this to let's change the background. We have this. We have this background. Yeah, that's we have a background. Okay. No, that means this has to change. This has to change. Side buttons. This. Okay. Let's change this. We'll have it as okay. This as a background. Let's change that background to have it as this. Okay, now we don't want it to hover to dark colors, so just want it to remain this. That's the title. Let's have the title as let's remain as white. Okay. And then the icon, let the icon be white. Okay. So we're going to apply. Okay. Let's change this to 4. Apply. Now let's change this to 4. Apply. Let's change this to 4. Okay. So this looks like that's taking most of the space, which need not be. Let's change it to, let's say, 35. 35. Okay, let's change it to 40 instead. 40. Then we are going to have this as 30. 30. Let's have this as 30. This is 30 as well. Let's make it 30. So And apply that. We can publish that. Now let's still move in. Let's check the next. So when you have a portfolio sample section, since I work, here's a glimpse of projects with different clients. Okay, so you can just come over here and copy what we've used here. Now I'm still going to change something here. I'm going to make this to slide. But when you want to show the entire work, you may not cause it to slide. We show the entire thing. So copy and then you paste. Okay. So that's our recent work. Let's check the scripts. So that's some. Let's copy this. Copy. Okay. Let's have a little text somewhere down. The kids and this shouldn't be there. Let's just keep it smooth. Okay, there. So let's have this. Okay. Now, some of this thing there, you can add caption if you like. You can add a caption like let's say XYZ websites, and can add a link. For example, you want to link it to the site XYZ.com. And when they hover over it, they're going to click. Now, when they are clicking, are they opening in a new window? Is in a new window, you can click on this so that when they click on it, it will open a new window. So you can let's copy and apply. See, we have this style. Okay, so you have to do that for individual, that's that for individual. So you're adding the detail. So as cloud websites, then and put it as a relative sites. Okay, then you can style this caption, can make it black, make it show. Okay. That's not showing. Let's drag it in as it's so let's copy. Be sure everything showing. Okay. This style. Right. So that's that. Then next thing we're gonna do, let's check something. Okay, so why choose us? I work with brights, affordable, there's 2 columns, checklists. Okay. So we're gonna have this and just use this. Can use this. So let's just copy this. We have it here as well. Paste. Okay. So right clients. So we can and just vary the text. And copy this. Okay, it's valuable pricing, modern websites. That's the scripts. Okay. Okay. That's the email. Okay. Okay. So that's cool. Even though it's okay if we can change the background of something here. Mhm. Change the background to something else. Let's change this. Let's change this. And if it conflicts, we're going to let's have it as this. Even though this text is best as white, all of this is best as white. Okay, let's just change it. You know what? Let's finish up and then we're going to change it. So you can say we've worked on this to some extent. So publish this. And video page. Okay. So services, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. Perfect. All right, so let's wait the first page here, which is going to be the contacts. So let's take this out. Status. Okay. So save. Then we edit with Elementor. Okay. Let's take this out. Let's take out this and you know want it there. All right. So for the sake of consistency, we're going to still copy what we have up here. Copy this and place it here. Okay. And then yes. So I'm going to have it as a contact us. Many of this. Let's use this. Okay. Insert. Okay. Then we're going to manage our scripts. Okay. So we're going to copy this. To copy. Have all this again. Okay. Let's check on scripts. Take this. Okay. And paste it here. Okay. Okay. So that's that. And then the next one, Okay, so let's check our script. So contact information section means all of this, all of this, all of this, all of this. So okay. So let's come over to this section. Let's go to template and see what we can make use of. So these are information we need. Get in touch. So let's check our block. And okay, so let's check our block. Um, this can work. This can work. This can also work. Let's use this. Let's use this. Okay, so imports. Okay, so let's change a few things here. No icon. Let me check. Need something else that has icon. This is free. Okay. Let me now use this. Let's use, so let's see what we can use here. Yeah, we can use this. So align to the left. So you don't need to do much. Let's use this. Let's import this. Okay. In our scripts. So get in touch. Copy. And how this has get in touch. Okay. That's it. I have it there. If I have it to the left. Okay. Now image. Should that be image? I'll load an icon there. That's office address. Let's paste. Let's copy this. And let's paste it there. Paste. And I first align these to the left. Put me on the left. This as well. Let's align it to the left. Then the phone number. Let's see. Let's just use this. Phone number. Okay. Let's duplicate it because we need the email as well. So let's duplicate this. Okay, so let's say you have email and Let's just say this is email. And to click icon. Email. Right. The socials. Okay. In this case, the emphasize chat directly with us. We have WhatsApp. Let's see. Can add a WhatsApp here. Let's see what's let's see if we can include WhatsApp. Let's duplicate this. Let's see if we can get WhatsApp. We need this to open. Okay. Let's see if we have WhatsApp. Yeah, we have WhatsApp here. So we can insert WhatsApp here. So that's me. All right, so let's style this. Okay, let's add that phone. There should be a default contact phone. Okay, so that's the phone. All right, so let's add some. And this get in touch that is on the right. You can take it to the left. How do you do that? Let's see why this shifted to the right. When you click here, check what you have here. So don't find anything. Why is it shifted to the right? Let's see. So left, you take this away. Oh, so you can see that. Now you can then change the color. And make this color 4. Okay, let's make it a 3. And then all this will be a 4. This is already a 4. And is this big? Was it customized? Was it let's see. Yeah. So let's return it. Then that's it together. That header is too big. Okay. The column. Okay. Column. Let's change this to this. And we don't want it to hover to any color. Let it still remain as that. Then the text, let's have it as black. Let's have it as black. Copy this and paste that. Okay. Copy this and paste that. Okay, they are different. So you can't paste that. You just have to go and change it. Let's change it. Then the over, change the profile as well. And then the icons. Go back to the icons. You want to put this here. And Twitter and change it from that to X. Okay. And Let's change the color. Okay, so we have that. And so here's a form. We'll change a few things in the form. The button style. We change the color to this. And when we over it, so that is good. Change some of this. Let's go over this and you can style it the way you want. All right, so let's see what do we have next. Okay, we already added the contact form, then map. We're going to add a map. The map will make it easy to be found. So let's add a map. Of course, you can easily type in map from here. Just type in NAP, and then you see a Google map that will show, and then you drag it in. But let's use the templates. Yeah, could this just show the map, just the map again, or something. So we're going to do a swap. We're going to swap something very soon. Okay. Let's should we take this? Let's take this. So to have the map, just click on this and then type in the location. Wherever your location is, just copy and paste it there. And then it's going to bring it out. So in this case, I think this was the location. This location. So let's say if this is in existence. Okay. Then you can adjust. No. So that address does not exist. Nigeria, Toronto, Canada is not possible. So I just put an address, one Keighley, Maryland, for example. Okay, so anywhere in the world, it's just going to look for it and then you're going to place it in and adjust the zoom. One to be closer. So wherever we want it. So let's take out all of this because we don't want this. So is it? We just have this. Let's check the next section. Call to action. Where is the start your website projects? Oh no, sorry. Okay. You can have the finance easily as a title, but you're free to just have it as this because everyone understands what it means. So let's look at this. Okay, so let's leave this out. All right, so we've created the pages. Let's quickly look at what this looks like. Let's publish. Okay, let's view. And so we have all this. So it's looking good. All right. So now I want us to do a quick check. Okay. Before the quick check, I want us to add before footer section. So go over to this UAE in header and footer. I want you to click on add new. Go right click, add new. I want you to add before footer. So this design will show before footer. You can select where you want it to be showing. Make sure you choose before footer here. And if you want it to display on the entire site, click on entire site. Okay, so what do? You save. And then you edit with Elementor. All right, so the next thing is you're going to copy. So let's take this away. I'm going to copy this. No, I'm going to copy this. Yes. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it here. Paste. Okay. Now, I'm going to, I want to add the right button. Where is it supposed to link? It's supposed to link to okay, so the button is going to be requests this, so you copy this. Okay. So control paste. Then I want it to go to the contact page. So you could just, for example, this is the contact page just created. You could check for the link. Okay. Let's open a new page and let's change the link. So that's the copy and I'm going to paste. Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's number one. Then number two, I want to also add this. Now, all this form field, contact section, add, I add this? I want to add, there's this thing that is almost found everywhere. Yeah. This. Okay. Could add this there. We add something like this. Links. So let's see how we can add it. Let's go to templates and let me show you what's I'm talking about. So let's say go to blocks. Under blocks, something before footer. Something before footer. Maybe something like this. But it should also show menu. I want it to show menu as well. Okay, so hmm, okay. Let's have let's have this. Let's import this. So we imported that. You're going to see it everywhere on the sites. Okay. This is black. So this is okay. This is okay as it is. It's okay like this. So I wanted to show the menu, but the menu could actually be shown possibly. Okay, we have this here. And then this, okay, so it's okay like this. So let's publish. So once we publish this, then let's see what happens. So currently this is what we have. When you refresh, you can see something else has been added. So this is going to be seen across all the pages. Okay, so get the free codes comes to contact us, which is this is still the contact us page. Okay, then you can easily contact with the contact. So let's change the color of this. Let me change it. Let me change it. Yeah, we change it. So why is it showing blue? By the way, that's not let's change. Let's change. Let's edit that. I'm not saying let's change it to border radius. Let's strength. Yeah, that's 20. It's 20. So this is what we want. Okay. Let's refresh. Let's see if it changes. Okay, perfect. All right, so now let's go back to the beginning and then let's go through to be sure what we've done. Okay, so this is okay. It's okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. So this is okay. Now, take note that all this, let's say, now we know this should be the one, H1. So for consistency's sake, you need to go through everything you've done when you're through. Okay, so in this case, this is H2. Okay, that means everything here should be H2. Okay, this also must be H2. So it has to be H2 as well for consistency sake. Now, I said I want to put something here that, you know, that can, what's it called? That slide. So let's say we want to add a slider then. So let's just click on this. Next slider. Okay, so I have something that slides. So I'm going to remove, let's see. Let's remove this. It's okay. I'm also add the slide. Just so you have something different. Then you're going to add the images that you want. So let's say we want this, we want this, we want this, we want this. Okay. Then you can insert it. Okay, then insert it here. Now let's remove this one. Okay, then let's change the look of this. We don't want as thumbnail. Let's have it as full. Okay. You would like to show. I want just 3 slides to show the time. Scroll. Okay, just remove. Stretch image. Arrow. Routine. Okay. Link. Not necessarily. But if you want to link it, you can link it to the site itself. Okay. So lazy load, autoplay, like it's on autoplay, that's why it's moving by itself. You're not the one that have to click on the arrow before it moves. Speed. Okay. Alright, so want to still there's something else we can do. If you should have a space. Okay, you can have the arrow outside. You have it inside. Size, yes, space, size, the image. You want to add, yes, space between the images. Something like this. Good. So let's take for it as 30. So we have this something that slides. Okay, so what our clients say. Okay, now there's something else I need to change. So for this button, this one is get started. I want this to go to contacts page. So I want this to go to the contact page, and our contacts is this contract. Copy. Copy. Obviously. Okay. Who we have should go to about us section. So let's go back to what should be there should be, let's say, no more. So let me change this as to normal. This is how it will be. Let's and let's service so normal paste and paste it here. Control to paste. Now what we are doing is now we are navigating. We are navigating from one page to the other. So the home page, like we said, is going to link to several pages on the site at the same time. Alright, so now we have our services. Now for our services, let this be learn more. Learn more. Let's learn about the services. So let's do a little change to the content here. Want this as white. Let me white. Yes. So copy. Paste that. Paste that. And lastly, paste that. Okay. So now this we need to go to our services. So let's see what we have in our services. So we copy this and here right here. Okay. Our works too. Sometimes you have a portfolio page. That's where this is supposed to go to. So let's put this here. Our client save. Ready for business. Contact us. Call to action. So what we want to have there is something like get started. Or yeah, get started. So no. This won't be here any longer because we already added it somewhere. So we're going to take that out. Okay. Now, let's now check what it looks like on. Now, look at it. It looks very awful on mobile. Very, very awful. So now let's change this to what it's supposed to be. And that's because of all these things. So let's, okay, you can see the first thing at the top. Let's take it as 80, 80 at the top. Let's put 25. Let's put 25 as left and right. Okay, and then at the bottom, now there's something about this. It spans the entire thing. So, and that's because of what we set here, which is 100. Okay. So if you don't want it to apply, so can have it as, let's say, 80. Okay. And have it as 80 like this. Now, even these texts, it will be good if we can reduce the line heights. Yeah. See. Okay. Size. Okay. I prefer this to push down a little bit. So we have this as, let's say, at the top. If I do 120. Okay, 20. Now the bottom. Let's say we do 50. The bottom. Okay. Now I think others be okay. Others will be okay. This is not okay. So let's span this the entire length. Let's be 100. So you can see that's why you need to check. Sure everything is okay. This place here is too much. Let's change it to, let's just take it out. So this. Okay. This. So now we'll just adjust what it should look like. So this is it on tablets. It is a complete. You have to go through it one after the other. So at the top, let's say we're having it as 150 at the top. Okay. And we give it 50 to the left, 50 to the right. And let's say we give it at 50. Okay. Please change this to maybe something else. We did, yeah. Okay. So running this, so here's what it looks like. We have 3 of this here. Okay. So we have this here. We have this here. This here. Okay. Right, so publish. Now, let's go back. Let's go to let's see. So we have our story, our mission. Anyway, this is header words. Okay, I'm put that as header 2. Okay. So this is header 2. Okay. This one should be header 2. Even though I prefer the 3. So I don't want something too big. So this should be header 2. Header 2, and then this could be this. Okay, so now let's check on mobile. What does it look like? Tablets, mobile. So let's see. Okay, this is looking okay. It's looking okay on mobile. Ready. Okay. Now we need to adjust this. This doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So let's see if we can put everything. Let it be on the left. Any problems? Yeah. Okay. So then this icon should, let's move it up. Shouldn't be like that. We take it off. This better. We can just adjust it a little bit. Adjust it a little bit. Okay, so let's apply it here. Okay. Then paste them. Then there shouldn't be space here when it comes to on mobile. So let's take out that space. So let's move that 50. Okay. Let's give it like 10. Okay. Okay, so just on that. Publish. Then we come over to services. Let's check. Okay, now let's check everything first. So this should be, this is W let's make it H2. Okay, so this looks okay. So it should be H2. Let's have this as H2. Let's, okay. Let's change this. Let's change it. Let's have all this as whites. Or do we use this color or do some other color? Let's do it different color. Let's do different color. Let's do something like this. Okay, let me copy this. Copy this and paste it here. Okay, so let's have it as this. Okay, so now let's take this out. I don't think we need this. We take it out. Okay, we can save this. Now let's see what it looks like on mobile. Okay, I think this is okay. Okay. I want to buy this design. So let's just copy and paste. Let's copy. Oh, there are different text, so can't do that. Let's let's um let's do this. Let's take out and have it as 10. Okay. This as well. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so let's check our contacts and see what it looks like. Another one. And let's okay. Get in touch. So get in touch. So we have that. That's it. So now, now that we've created all this, I want us to now look at this menu. It's not looking good, and what you have there are not the correct thing. So we need to change it to the correct thing. Take out what should not be there. So let's go over to let's take out some of this. So we can have take out this, take out this. Okay. So you go over to appearance, go to menu. Okay. So we get to menu, we will go over to okay, so these are the pages we just created. Right? So let's go to the primary menu, select it. Now what we have here, these are links. We do not want links now, we want the real page. So we just created all this. So these three we just created this. So we're going to add them. So we're going to remove this, remove this, remove this. Okay, so okay. we're gonna have Barcos. That's about the screen here. Now, this is my person. Let's call it landing. That was landing page with the initial. So let's call it landing page. Okay. And that's it. So, yeah, there's something else. So, okay, it's been saved. Now let's see what our site looks like. Good. Good. So we have this. So this is it. This is it. Okay, so I know the logo is not our logo. It's not the logo of what we stand for, but then even this should be somewhere here. Yeah, it should be somewhere there. I think we need to, okay, so let's make this small. Now on mobile, this is not looking okay. So I think let's edit that now. Let's edit that now. Let's go over to okay, maybe we'll check what happens here. Yeah, let me see what happens at the foot of here. Okay, so we can follow some elements. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so let's go over to this header footer and also go to the header. Let's go to edit with Elementor and also perfect the mobile loop. We don't need to see what the mobile loop is for the footer section. Let's see. What does it look like? Okay. Now, we still cannot find this. Okay, so there it is. Now let's move this here. There. Let's change it. Okay, now let's use the structure. Structure makes it easier. Just drag it down. Okay, go to now. I'm going to reduce this. I'm going to reduce this to let's say 15. 15. I'm going to increase this to 60. Okay. Then I'm going to so now this is not looking good. Let's see if we can reduce this to okay, and try 20. 22. 20 is fine. We just reduce the size. Then this one, let's see if we can see the entire menu. So to do that, you go to layouts. Let's put in mobile. Okay, so now let's increase this from this. Let's make it 60. So we can add this. Increase any further. Okay. That's too much. So this is on 20, so this is on 70, as 90 already. This is on 25. So something is not rotating. So let's reduce the size of this icon. So micron size. Let's reduce it to, okay, this. Let's reduce this to okay, 12. Okay, 12. I think we can increase this. So then let's go on mobile. Now this is now okay. Mobile, let's reduce this. Let's reduce this to 20. 20. Let's make it 40. And let's increase this. Okay, this is 40 as well. So we trigger this. Let's see, the background should not be this. So let's work on that. Drop down. Want the text to be this. Okay. When the proper right is okay. If you want reactive, yeah, it's gonna take the same thing. So and publish this. So yeah, so let's view the site here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Looks about us. We have this. Go to services. We have this. Go to contact us. We have this. So I think right now, let's change our logo, and let's just use the name of this URL, which is the TextSkill Hub. So what we're going to do is we'll go to our dashboard, and then we'll go to UAE, and then header and footer. All right, and then we'll go to the header. Let's click on edit with Elementor. So we could come here to change it, but when we're going to change it, all we can do is to click on custom image. All right, so if we do this, we're going to click on this, and then we're going to bring in our logo. We just upload our logo from our local system. All right, so here we have our logo, TextSkill Hub, and then we save. All right, so let's check our sites. When we refresh, let's see what we have. Beautiful. We have our logo, TextSkill Hub, and it's just so nice. Another thing we need to do is we need to add a favicon. Now, when you visit a site, there's a particular logo which you would always see. Like this is supposed to be the logo of the TextSkill Hub. So let's change this. Now, we can either change it by going to the dashboard. You go over to the left, and then you go to settings, click on general. Then you can choose a favicon from here, or you can customize. Click on customize. And next, when you click on customize, the next thing you do is you go to global. Okay, the next thing you do is you go to site identity. Go to site identity, site icon. Now, currently we do not have a site icon, but we are going to do a quick, so we're going to take this. So we're going to take as our site icon. This is going to show. So let's crop that. And here, once we crop it, there you have it. So it's just a dots. Okay, so let's refresh this. So here you have the favicon. Okay, let me show you an example of something that is clearer. All right, so you can see this is an example of a favicon. I mean, this is clearer. So this is a favicon that we have for our site. We've created the whole page, essential, created the whole page. All right, then we created the about section, talked about the story, the team, the trust, the services. Okay, call to action, learn more. Now it's there. Created the contact page. You can see the name, the email, phone number, office hours. Okay, we can put that's applicable. Then we've added the map. Then we've linked the pages. Okay, link the pages using the navigation menu. Okay, so let's recap. So now we'll be able to create 4 core pages of the website, which is foundational for all websites. Now, each page has a specific role. One is to welcome, to give trust, one is to show value, and then to connect. Then linking then creates smoother user experience, which we've been able to do. And then you can now have the structure of a professional website. So in our next lesson, we'll be adding functionality without coding to our website. All right, so then, bye.